darling. Oh, my darling, are you having another nightmare?
No,
There, sweetheart.
Somebody hit me.
It's all right, darling. I'm here now.
You guys got somebody in their feelings thinking back on how they missed out on a relationship with you, okay? They got this hyena energy right here. So they're really looking back. They're like, I made the wrong relationship call. So they're thinking back as far as like, how they sort of misled you guys in the relationship, how they really didn't show their hand as far as how they wanted to commit with you. And they're looking back saying, I wish I could go back, but they're sort of stuck in this gilded cage with another partner. Okay, they made their own life choices, they made their own bed that they're lying in, and they know that they can't go back, okay? So they have this sarcastic energy. They are sort of like, really in a space where they're wild and restless because they know that they would want to make other decisions and other choices, but they know that they're stuck financially, and they know that they're stuck in a situation where it's heavily based on finances, okay? It's heavily based on finances, and it's heavily based on, obligation. And they feel that with this obligation that they're too far gone in the situation, okay? You guys could have met this energy when they were in this fox type of perspective. So while they were with you kind of had a feeling that they were crafty as far as relationships, okay? They were showing a lot of things that were not the best behavior, and they sort of was leading you guys on when it came down to really their overall investment. They could have been future faking you while you guys were in this relationship, and you guys caught on to the situation. The reason why they were in this future faking perspective, they saw you and they knew that you were growing. They knew that you were going in a positive direction. But with the false energy, they're very quick to want to get what they want, okay? They're quick with making decisions, and those decisions can be very impulsive, and they can be very unwise decisions. And that's why they're sitting back in this hyena energy here, regretting their life calling and regretting what they put themselves in, because they're like, I made, an impulsive decision in the past, okay? And if I would have waited on a collective to, get on, the same perspective that I was on, you guys could have been going through a situation when it came down to transitioning from other job opportunities, or you guys were just taking your time with getting to know this person. You saw that they were just not capable of, really being serious with their word. They could just say a lot of things to just have you in this romantic, idealistic type of space, but you guys were picking up on their energy. Okay, you guys, while you were, like I said, trying to cultivate this relationship with this person, you were slowly really moving into another direction, and you cut your ties from this because you saw that this person was not really willing to put in the investment with you. They went on to someone else, and they sort of closed the door in your face. And that's something where you're like, okay, you made your decision, okay, you left the interaction, we closed that door, you're done. Okay, and they're trying to figure out what's going on with you behind the scenes. Okay, what's going on with you when it comes down to like what you're invested in now, because they know that you had a lot of potential. They know that you were worth the investment in their past. Okay, so with them being in this just sort of like this desperate type of space with this hyena energy here, they're like, okay, well, if I could come back into their direction, if I could sort of put them in a back in that perspective where I can sort of future fate them again, to sort of like, have my way in investing in something that's more stable, because they're realizing the situation that they're in right now is not emotionally stable, and the person that they're with can be very emotionally toxic in their relationship, okay? And they're not looking to leave that interaction unless they have a bridge to go into your direction. They're trying to play their cards on their chest, trying to hide their moves, but you guys already have the understanding on how this person moves, and you're not revealing your hand, okay? You got the oyster energy, okay? This person is not finding any information about you. You're not revealing what you're looking to invest in other opportunities. You guys could be dating right now someone completely different. You're closed off. There's no way in your circle, okay? There's no way in where this person can really sort of see how you're operating right now. So all they're stuck with from you is the past, the memories of the past, okay? So they're ruminating, they're going back and forth, and they're getting highly agitated because they're like, if I had a door open to this situation, if I had a door open to the collective, I would hurry in a heartbeat to make amends. Okay, they're like, they could be like in a rough position right now because they're realizing that, the stability that they thought was going to be in their present relationship is not there at all. Okay, it's not there. It's not nothing that's growing in a healthy type of way. Okay, so they're just stuck on that obligation. They're stuck on just like trying to make their their situation really work. And the more they're trying to make it work, the more they're seeing that it's not. Okay, it could be very argumentative for them. It could be very toxic when it comes down to really understanding their partner's perspective. And they're looking at you where it's like, this person really understood me. They understood where I was coming from. We had great conversations, but they were not happy with investing. Okay, they were always looking for something on the other side. They were looking for green pastures on the other side. Okay, and while they were in this trickster energy, they moved on, without any type of care in the world, and they left, the situation behind with you. And you guys are like, okay, you guys probably went through a healing process where you were really, going through the internal work when it comes down to like really moving on your journey, and you're not looking back. You're investing in your own network. Okay, you got the spotter energy here. You're investing in your own network. You're investing in your own supportive circle. Okay, and you know who's worth communication, and you know when to close off on energy that's not really worth your time. Okay, and this person thought that the door was going to always be open. You guys could have been very more so open with communication, or you didn't really have boundaries when it came down to your communication in the past. Now you know how to have communication boundaries when it comes down to people in your environment. Okay, so they're looking back in the past at the old you. Okay, they're like, man, if I would have acted right with this old version, it wouldn't be hard to really cultivate a relationship. But now they're seeing that through the mess and through the stress that they put you through, that they know that there's no chance in hell for them to go back into your good graces. Okay, they're seeing from afar. This person could really be looking at your energy from afar, that you're content, that you're happy, that you're growing, okay, that you worked on yourself, and they see that you have wealth and abundance that's on your plate right now. They see that you're going to a direction where they're going to see you in this wealthy energy, okay? They're seeing that you're investing. Some of you guys could be investing in your education or investing in a trade right now, okay? And you guys are, like I said, taking that time to really form those networks, to form those, opening opportunities for you. And this person is like, just they're pissed about it. Okay, they're pissed about it. They have this animosity where it's like, man, I thought I made the right decision on paper when I chose this other party here, and I really played my hand in the wrong direction, because this person, the collective is, they're growing. I see what they're capable of doing, and with me looking at it from a younger lens, my younger self, I tricked myself. Okay, rejection was your protection in this situation. Okay, this rejection was your protection, because this person has a very using energy when it comes down to relationships. They're after using people for their finances, using people for their security, and rejection was your biggest protection in this situation, and they really weren't worth your time to really cultivate any type of relationship. Okay, you guys were really in a place where you made the right type of move to close yourself off and focus on your own financial security, focus on your own relationships that were really growing. And now you're in this happy place. Some of you guys could be in a committed relationship right now that you're not looking for anything from your past. You're not looking for anything to tie you down in any type of toxic way. So they're going to be stuck in their, sad memory. They got their little violin playing in the background, but you know what? That's the decision that they made. Okay, let's go into your tarot deck here. Let's just pull a few cards. Right, let's see. We got the Four of Wands in reverse. You also had the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So you guys ain't playing. You're like, I'm not investing in anybody from my past that caused me any grief. Okay, you guys are moving on in an effective manner, and this person can't handle it. Okay, the Moon in reverse. There's no secrets about it either. Let's see here. We have, let's see, the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. You guys are not playing with investing. Let's see here. Pull a couple more cards here. So we got the Death card, we got the Queen of Cups here. You guys are knowing what to work on. You guys know, what actually serves your purpose, and that you took your time with that to really have a deeper understanding as far as like how you perceive people in your environment. Okay, with that false energy in your past, you guys were, like it could have been from a younger perspective where you really weren't really quite sure about manipulative energy like this, okay? Now with that learning lesson, you're able to really identify people who don't have your best interest. Pull a couple more cards for you guys. Let's see here, we got the Nine of Cups. All right, we got the King of Wands here. Let's see, you got the World card and you got the Three of Swords in reverse. Okay, I'll pull one more card just to end the tarot reading here, so we go into detail about it. Let's see here, and we got here the Ace of Pentacles. All right, let's get started. So you guys are not repeating the past. You got the Four of Wands in reverse. You're not repeating anything from your past that was not stable, that was not in a growing position. You already know what stability is for you when it comes down to growth. And with someone who's not really worth your investment, you're like, hey, not my time, not my problem to really worry about. You already know for yourself what makes you happy on an emotional level, and that's not for someone who has an idea to really utilize you for your skill sets, utilize you for when it comes down to your stability. Okay, there's no wheel of fortune with this energy. Okay, you guys already know the secret about their personality. You know that they're in this desperate position right now, and you're not putting yourself in any type of position where you're enabling this person to find some type of security with you. Okay, that's what they're looking for because they lost their stability. Okay, this Nine of Pentacles right here in reverse. They're trying to find some stable way to get on their feet. Okay, they're looking confused in days. Okay, they're not happy because, like I said, this person could be with someone where the stability is running low and they're not in an emotional happy space. So they're trying to look back in their past memories on situations that had some type of level of growth. But they're looking back and they're realizing that they were like an ass in a situation when it came down to previous relationships, and that includes the previous relationship with you. They're realizing that they were very much so a smart aleck when it comes down to forming connections. They realize they ran away from situations in a quick, in a hurry type of perspective, and they know that they're not worth your time. Okay, you're bringing that to the end, the Death card. Okay, this person knows that you're not even open to really speaking with them. Okay, things are closed off. Things are closed off, nothing's moving, and they're in deep regret knowing that, they no longer have your heart in the situation. You guys already know about emotional balance when it comes down to relationships. You guys could already be invested in someone who has your attention, okay? You went through that learning lesson, okay, to really understand how you operate in an emotional space, and you realize that someone who's not really, worth the investment, it's not really worth your time. So you're able to communicate that effectively with this person, and you're able to sit back and be independent in your Nine of Cups energy here, okay? And you're not looking to share any of your cups with someone who is looking to gain, prosperity through you, gain emotional balance through you. Washing your hands away from it, okay? You guys can do bad all by yourself, and you guys, like I said, could be cultivating some good energy with a King of Wands here, okay? Could be forming some type of connection with someone who is trying to get your attention, but they're coming to you as a king, okay? They're not coming to you as a mess, trying to invest with you, okay? Looking back in the past, looking back at this emotional energy in the past and trying to rush into your direction, okay? You guys are only looking for king energy, and this is just energy here. So this could be talking about a male or female here. We're talking about just the energy. You guys want someone to invest in you in a proper type of way, and you're not looking for someone just coming in with just their mouth and games, in the situation. Okay, you're not looking for someone just to express themselves and give you sweet nothings in your ear, but they're not really looking to really cultivate something worthwhile with you. Okay, it's only for their own benefit. You guys have the world in your hands. Okay, with your learning lesson, with this learning lesson, with you seeing how this person was in the past, you're on your new journey, you're on your new pathway, okay? The world is in your hands and you have happiness along the way, okay? And you're no longer tied to this heartbreak. You put that work in when it came down to your emotional well-being, okay? You form those connections, you're forming your abundance to get to your next level, okay? And that's something that this person can't handle it. You are no longer tied to any emotional heartbreak in the situation, okay? And they thought that, from them lurking around, being in your energy, they thought that they could sort of come back into your space because they probably left you in this heartbroken situation where your mind was sort of glued on the past. You're not there. You're no longer there in that situation, okay? You are in this Ace of Pentacles, have your own abundance, you're growing in your own abundance, okay? You're growing in your own emotional health, and you're being blessed, and that's why this person is in this mischievous energy, and they can't stand that they made this wrong decision. They're regretting the past. They're regretting the past when they were like in this Sly Fox type of energy. They wish they would have took the time to really get a chance to know you and been in that same energy and this turtle energy that you were in, taking your time and cultivating things in the proper way instead of rushing in, making faulty decisions and putting them in a situation where they're in lack. Okay?
Who am I? I'm the greatest. Who am I? I'm getting paid. Who am I? I'm so flagrant. Who am I? I'm the greatest. Who am I? I'm getting paid. Who am I? I'm so flagrant.